places, home or work, where most of us spend a lot of our time. But how often do you go to a third place? Maybe like the Central Perk coffee shop from Friends? Turns out your answer may play a bigger role in your mental well-being than you think. Joining us now to talk about this, licensed clinical social worker Kelly Kitley. Kelly, always good to see you.
Great to see you, too.
So let's start with some examples of what a third place actually is and why it's important.
Sure. So it is important because oftentimes we spend so much time at work or at home, and we really need to shake that up a little bit. Finding a third place, which can be a park, it can be a coffee shop, as we saw in the clip. It can be a local gym that you go to, a place that you frequent that you're likely to run into the same people, but without having any expectations to give or show up.
I love that. I mean, walk us through a little more deeply. What are some of the benefits of having a third place? And then also, what are the downsides of spending maybe too much time at home or at work? I say this as I'm sitting at work, though I love my work. But give us some context there.
Sure. So oftentimes we want to be able to connect with other people, and not even on a deep level necessarily. It's just having that energy and community and connection, and seeing the same barista at the coffee shop and say, good morning, how's your day going? Or running into the same people in your community who frequent the gym at the same time as you do. It creates an increased energy and form of connection that you don't have with other people, maybe at work or at home. And if you're staying at home and isolating, then it's really important to take caution that you are having interactions with other people.
Yeah, and that's notable, as so many are describing the country is going through like a loneliness epidemic.
Absolutely.
So just those little interactions can make a big difference. I imagine though someone sitting at home and they say, well, I just don't have access to a third place, or maybe I don't have time for one. Do online spaces count, and how can people navigate that?
Online spaces can be great. A lot of my clients used support groups online if they were finding that it was difficult to get out into the world.
Yeah.
But there are libraries that are free. There are parks. There are times that we can just take a few moments to pause, which helps us to then create that third place.
That's so good. And, you know, we're talking about adults here, but what about kids? Should they have a third place, and what might that look like for them, especially since they have a little less independence?
Absolutely. Third places are so important for kids, where they feel safe and supported and connected, and maybe that's with like-minded people who share an interest in a sport or an art activity. Just having a place that they can go that is maybe not the pressure of school or the responsibilities at home, where they can just kind of relax and let loose.
And I know a lot of people maybe spend a lot of time at home or work because it's their comfortable place,
Absolutely.
right? They know the people, maybe they're more introverted, making new friends can feel a little hard. How does someone go about finding a third place?
So find some place that you have an interest in. Maybe you like to drink coffee. Maybe you do like a running club. And so you don't have to be intimate with these people, but find that there's support around a commonality, that you all are gathering in a similar place together. I mean, even if you're walking in Central Park around the same time on your way to work, that can count as a third place too, as you see people in the neighborhood that you might see every day on your walk to work.
I love that, building community, and that could be a good resolution and intention into the new year.
Please.
Kelly Kitley.